Yeah, hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson over here. And the next step in our app theme over here, what we want to do over here is we want to implement a dynamic theme which is only supported on the Android 12 and the above. So let us try to implement a dynamic theme in our compose over here. So let's go on to the over here, I guess. And on top of this one, let's go and have a val, and that will be of the we require context. And to get the context, we can use the locl local context over here dot the current. So this will give us the current context or the nearest context. And once we have that, what we can do is we can use a val color, which is we have to use the when or the switch condition, which is on the dark, but here we have to use the when condition. So when we will check for the build, and then the build will be of the build at the version dot the stk int is greater than equals to, which is of the build the version version code over here dot the s. So this is and if it is of the greater than equals to of s, which is of the Android 12 and the above, then what we want to do over here is we want to go and say that if the use the dark theme that we have, if we are using the dark theme, then we can use the dynamic dark color scheme over here and pass in the context over here. In the else part, what we'll do over here is we'll use the dynamic light theme over here and pass in the context over here, which is of the context over here. You can just remove this one over here. And once we have that, we also need to use the other condition over here, use the dark theme. Then if it is of the use the dark theme, then we have to use the dark colors over here. And in the else part, we have to use the light colors that we have. And now we can comment out this one, or you can remove it if you want, but let me keep it as a reference over here. And okay, so this should be of the colors over here. And once we set this up, let's try to rerun our application, and it should pick a dynamic color since this is the I guess the Android 13 over here. And now you can see we get a different color that is picked from our wallpaper that we have defined. So based on this wallpaper, you can see that our current let's go to the setting over here, and I guess you can use the wallpaper over here. And based on the wallpaper, you can let's change the wallpaper to a different one, and let's try to use a different color over here, and let's try to apply it. I guess we can't use the live color over here, and let's try to go back. Let's try to use a different color from here. Let's try to use something like a landscape from here, and let's apply it, and we'll use for the both. And let's go back to the application. So let's try to rerun our application, and let's try to see, we will get a different color over here. And if you go to login, you will see we got a different color over here. So this is how we can use the dynamic color with the compose. You need to get the current context over here, and you need to check the build version over here. If the build version is greater than of the Android 30s, which is of the Android 12 or the higher, and then the sticky version is of the 31. And the next thing is what you can also do over here is we can also update this particular color over here, or the status bar color over here. To do that, what we can do is we'll go to our app theme over here, and let's go over here. And what we'll do is we'll use we need a val view that will be of the locl local view over here, and then the current. So this will give us the current view over here, the composition local containing the current compose view. So you want to get the current view over here, and we'll check that if the view, so that the view dot the each in edit, right? So each in edit mode. So if it is not in the edit mode, right, so we want to check that one. The edit mode over here gives us, indicates whether the view is currently in the edit mode. So just make sure you go and read the documentation. It also says true if the view is in the edit mode, false otherwise. So we want to check this is not in the edit mode over here. And the next thing what we have to do over here is, inside this we will go and set the SID side effect over here. And with the side effect, what we can do is val windo window, which is of equals to, we can get it from the view dot the we need to get the context, see view dot the context view dot the context as the activity activity over here, and we can get the dot the window over here. So now this will give us the window. So retrieve the current window from the activity. This can be used to directly access the part of the window API that are not available through the activity or the screen. So we want to get the current window over here, and with this window we can check the status bar color over here, status status bar color, and which is of equals to the colors colors dot, we can use the primary color dot to argb over here. So we need to provide the argb color over here and set the color of the status bar color. So now we are setting the color from, whether you can use the color that primary or you can use the secondary or any other color. So once we have that, and we will use the window compact over here, which comes from the Android coder to view, and dot the get over here, get the insect color over here, and we'll pass in the window as well as the view that we have set up. And once we have that, we'll also use the appearance light status bar, and then that can be use the dark theme. So if you see over here, if it is true, change the foreground color of the status bar to the light. So if it is of the dark theme, then we'll change it to the lighter color over here. And I guess that should be fine. So let's try to go and rerun the application over here, and let us take a look. So now we get a different color over here as well, right? And what you can do is, if you want to test it on the dark mode, you can also go back to the I guess you have this setting over here, and with this setting, let's go to the dark theme over here. I guess that's on the display, and let's add in the dark theme over here, and let's rerun the application from here. And now you get in the dark theme as well as the light theme over here. It's much lighter when it's on the dark theme over here. And you can also change this one to be a different color, like the secondary color over here instead of the primary. And you can just reload the application, and now you get a different color. So in this way, you can change the status bar color too. So what you need to get is, you need to get the current view, and you need to check whether you are in edit mode. So edit mode basically gives whether you are in the we are using the view, or whether it is displayed on any of the developer tools. So you don't want to add the side effect over here. Side effect actually runs whenever there is a recomposition. So if it's, take a look, a side effects runs after every recomposition, which means that if there is an update on this, that like there is an update on the theme or any other changes, so it should again come and rerun this particular side effect over here. And then inside this, we just need to check pass in the status bar color over here, and we can update the color also based on the, if it is on the dark mode or the light mode over here. And if you're not sure what this is actually doing, make sure you go and check out the documentation. You can also read the documentation from the Android official doc, as well as it's also provide the link over here. So that's all, I guess. And now we have the status bar color as well as the dynamic color implemented on our Compose app. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.